we're ready when, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Rohan, are you ready? Okay, we're all ready.
All right, we're gonna start with Mike Trudell.
Hey, Andre, I want to start just with how the toe felt in your first action since the injury.
You said how it felt?
Yeah, how'd the toe feel?
Oh, it felt good. Felt good. A little sore, but nothing that's going to hold me back.
A lot of lineups that, of course, haven't been used this season with multiple guys out, Andre, and you coming back, McLemore being put in. What was it that you guys were trying to put together to find ways to score with all of these new players out there?
Yeah, we just try to put the best spot we can out there to, make something happen. We're shorthanded right now. So the guys that played did a hell of a job to help us at least be in the fight for the game. I thought it was a great game overall for us for, not having some of our main guys.
Did you like the competitiveness on the defensive end, especially? And I wondered what you noticed from that being in for the full 4 quarters and how that kind of was conveyed by the coaching staff, what they were trying to get there.
Yeah, our defense it held up. We beat ourselves. We turned the ball over a lot down the stretch of the game, and that's what really affected us throughout the rest of that fourth and the end of that third. So we just got to find ways to not turn it over and not beat ourselves.
Kyle.
Hey, Andre. Just wondering, after that initial experience, what communication-wise do you feel like sort of sticks out to you as where you're still trying to feel your role and your relationship with the other guys at?
Yeah, this being my first real game I played, it felt good being out there. I'm still trying to figure the guys out. I caught myself running into people every now and again, trying to, make the right play to get people open. But, the first game's out the way. I got some film to watch to, see where guys like to be on the floor. And I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to be fine. Just getting guys back healthy, and we'll be fine.
Dave.
Andre, obviously you have relationships going back with LeBron and AD in different capacities for years. But did it mean anything to you I think LeBron shared a photo of all 3 of you sitting together out of bounds the last game, suggesting that kind of you guys are already a team together when they've already won a championship together. You guys haven't even played a game yet. And he's kind of putting you on that, that grouping with those 2.
Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling to have that respect from those guys and from the whole team. Just the love of received being here has been incredible. So it's a lot of fun for me to be here, having a great time and learning, and what a better place to be.
And just a random follow-up, what's the explanation of number 2? Why do you wear number 2?
Anthony Davis was number 3, and Kuzma had 0. So those are my 2 favorite numbers. So pick the middle.
Got it.
All right, Bill.
Hey, Andre, was that the KCP that you know from the Detroit days, and what did you make of his game tonight, and what's he need to do to kind of capture that and bring that night in and night out?
Having that relationship with KCP and seeing how he is now from where he was when he got drafted in Detroit is night and day. Defensively, he's still an incredible defender. Shooting wise, he's gotten so much better, and just his confidence off the dribble has been incredible for us. So tonight was a great game for him. Just sucks that we didn't win the game.
Okay, last 3 here. Dan.
Hey, Andre. You guys are in this really unique situation where, you're dealing obviously with a night where you're trying to win a game, but obviously the projection and the 2 guys you have sitting over on the bench. How much is that in your mind on just kind of a daily basis that where this team is gonna be so different than where it is right now on a nightly basis?
I just have to control what we can control. Those guys are out right now. I got to work with the guys that we have here, and they're more than capable of helping us get wins. Those guys are doing whatever they can to get back as fast as possible. But the guys that are playing to the best of their ability and playing incredible. So they're doing a great job of holding it down.
Jovan.
Hey, Hey Andre, you mentioned your passing in your introductory press conference, and kind of along the lines of Kyle's question, I'm curious, what is that process like for you, kind of figuring out where guys want the ball? And we saw tonight you had 3 assists and some nice kick out passes, but kind of how do you approach figuring that out?
Just film work. It's just film work. Just watching the game and watching where these guys like to be on the floor. Just reading the play, really, because it changes up every possession. So it's really just reading the play and knowing who I'm playing with.
Last question, Michael Duarte.
Yeah, hey Andre, you mentioned bumping into some players and trying to get acclimated with them. Coach Vogel said that's the goal right now, is to get you as acclimated with the guys as possible. So having played for the Cavs when you were with the Pistons before that, how long do you think it'll take you to get acclimated with the new guys? And then will you have to do that all over again when AD and Bron are back?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just taking it by stride right now. I'm having fun while I'm out there. I'm learning a whole lot while I'm out there, and I'm a smart basketball player. These guys are smart as well too. I don't think it'll take very long for me to get adjusted and really figure out how to get all the engines running.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dre. Have a good evening.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I will be back in just a couple of minutes with Coach.
Thank you.
Well, Tanisha, we are back.
All right, we're gonna start off with Mike Trudell.
Hey, Frank, just considering all of the lineups and guys out and such, what was your analysis of the defensive intensity and I guess the mix in with the turnovers that could have had to do with that first thing?
Yeah, very, very proud of the effort and fight and belief that we had in one another, that we could beat this team. Team that was in the finals in their building, and our guys competed their tails off, but didn't play well enough. We fouled too much and we turned the basketball over entirely too much. And those are the two, the number one and number two way of beating yourself. And, they're controllable and we just have to be better in those two areas.
You mentioned a couple of days ago that you had spoken to KCP. I think it was before the Sacramento game about being aggressive. Seemed like you got that tonight. Frank, is that something that you think even, LeBron, AD, as they return, that you can get him and try to keep him in that rhythm like that?
Sure. We definitely need it during this stretch. And, he's answering the bell. I'm asking him to be super aggressive, looking to score. I actually literally asked him to score 25 tonight. And until that last three, he had exactly 25 points. And, ended up with 28. So, we want him to be that aggressive. And again, this could be one of those silver lining things where, we get more out of him offensively when those guys come back, when he gets this kind of rhythm.
And then your analysis of Drummond, his first full action and what you saw on both ends.
Yeah, Drummond was great. He competed. He does what he does. 15 and 12 in 26 minutes, 4 offensive boards, and great screener, active hands defensively. Obviously, it's game one. There's a lot to learn still within our system, and on both sides of the ball, learning his teammates. But a good sort of first game. I guess it's technically second game, but first full game.
Kyle.
Hey, Frank, is there going to be anything you can do, practice-wise, shoot-around-wise, between now and the Nets game to help those guys, Andre and Ben acclimate, or is it just sort of, hey, here's the film, we'll go over this, we'll go over that, and it's up to you guys?
Yeah, it's mostly going to be on film. It's going to be difficult to get court time between now and really the rest of this trip. But our coaching staff does a great job, moving the needle, getting guys more comfortable, understanding what we're trying to ask of them with the film sessions. And that'll be the case here.
Dave.
Greg, what do you make of Dennis's night tonight? He struggled shooting the ball, distributed a bunch, but also had some turnovers. What did you see out of him tonight?
Yeah, just great effort. He was playing his tail off. Competing at a super high level, and I think he's leading our team with the mindset. I mentioned this about Kuz last week, but the mindset of playing to create for others. 14 assists. Easily could have had 20 points and 14 assists. He had 10 because he missed a couple layups. He missed a couple of good look threes, shots he normally makes. But he just competed his tail off, and we had that stretch during in the first half. I don't know if it was reported, but Alex was pulled in the first half, for a sore knee that they were evaluating. He's fine, but we had to play Dennis almost the whole first half, and he gave us everything he had.
I'm sorry. Last 3 questions. Bill.
Frank, KCP was so consistent for you guys in the postseason and such a reliable threat from the perimeter. What's been the biggest difference? I guess maybe it's fitting that he had this game against the Heat. But what's been the difference with him this season, if you've seen one, and how much confidence do you have that he can get back to being the night in, night out presence that he was for you guys kind of throughout that bubble run?
Well, the way he's played the last couple of games is a great sign. When a guy goes through struggles, you're never sure exactly what is the cause of it. Is it the minutes he's getting or the groups that he's out there with? Sometimes guys just get into mini slumps or whatever. But he came out of the gates with a bang. To start the season for us. Went through a long stretch where we wasn't shooting the ball that well, but still maintained a a 40% from three field goal percentage. So, he's a guy that I trust. There's going to be some ups and downs with him, and the way he's played the last couple of games, hopefully, build some momentum going forward.
Dan?
Frank, I'm curious, obviously without LeBron and Anthony, like the stretch was always going to be really difficult. And you've pointed out silver linings along the way. On a night-to-night basis, how do you kind of balance like the in-game result with sort of the big picture? Like, are you able to keep that big picture mindset that I know you've preached really since the start of training camp?
Well, you always have that in the back of your mind, but in the front of my mind, I'm only thinking about winning the next game. Whatever that takes. That's what really, like, on a 48-hour reset. Every 2 days, like, how do we win the next game? During this stretch, we just got to get as many wins as we can. The big picture stuff comes, as a result of giving maximum effort, game in and game out. And so I really don't spend too much time focused on the big picture. I just know that there's going to be silver linings, when we get where we want to be.
Last question, Jovan.
Hey Frank, Andre had 3 assists tonight, and a couple of those were kick out passes out of the post. And I'm curious what kind of element that brings to the offense. Whereas a guy like Mark is more so operating in the elbows or above the arc. What does that low post passing kind of do for the offense?
Yeah, that's one of the when we defined his role when he got here, it's one of the things that we ask of him is to make great decisions in the paint, because he's going to draw a crowd. And in particular, this morning we talked about with the Miami Heat that they swarm the paint as well as any team in the league, and his touches, he's going to have to go quick, or he's going to have a crowd, and if he has a crowd, to throw it out, and find a teammate, find an open man, and he did a good job with that tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yes.
Thanks, Frank. Okay, Tanisha, hello.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Dennis. Dennis, are you good? Okay, we're ready when you're ready.
All right. Dennis, if you're ready, we're going to start off with Mike Trudell.
Hey, Dennis, 14 assists for you and 12 field goal attempts tonight. Just wondered, are you looking more to pass or to make plays given the guys that are out and things along those lines, or was that just what you saw the defense gave you?
Yeah, I mean, just try to, create good shots. And so, moving the ball, try to attack, paint your grades. I think it's good for us, especially when them two are out. And I just, try to look for it early. And, Caldwell-Pope, when he got hot, and I tried to look for him, Ben McLemore, all the shooters rest. Try to, give them positive energy so we get some stops on the defensive end.
Frank had mentioned he really liked the defensive competitiveness for the team, but there were obviously too many mistakes. I wondered if you thought there was anything from a turnover standpoint of what led to those, and why do you think it got to the level that it did?
I mean, they, packing the paint, and I think I was, careless with passes. We gotta do a better job of that, protecting the ball, and I just gotta do better there for sure.
Kyle.
Hey, Dennis, I was just wondering what it was like in the first half when Alex goes to the locker room and THT is obviously suspended and you're kind of the only point guard the team has right now. What was sort of your mentality and that, you can't get any replacement?
I mean, like I always say, whatever it takes kind of mentality, I wasn't even sure if I was playing today. But like I said, I'll be ready. Always prepare myself to play. I like to sit out games. And when I have to play 48 minutes, I play 48 minutes, So, I mean, we could have won that game. Was too many mistakes on our side. And just got to look forward.
And just as a follow-up, when you say you weren't sure you weren't going to play today, were you wondering if the NBA was going to suspend you too? Is that the question?
Hell no. It's because of my issues, my body, money. But it's nothing crazy, nothing to worry about. So I played, So I'll be ready, every game. But it's not because of the suspension.
Dan.
Hey, Dennis, sorry, like a door or something slammed. Did you say it was your knee that's been bothering you mostly?
Yeah.
Which one, your right or your left?
Doesn't matter.
I guess, how do these losses sit with you knowing, like you said, I mean, obviously you guys are shorthanded and Frank said, yeah, I'm really proud of the fight we had, but also knowing that there were so many self-inflicted type of mistakes that probably swung the outcome.
I mean, like I said, it's THT who missing. It's Kyle Kuzma who missing. It's LeBron James who missing. AD who's missing. Did I forget somebody else? Marc Gasol was missing. 5 key pieces for our team, and we still made it a good game. So, like I always say, next man up mentality. We did a lot of, stupid decisions on my side, myself, turnovers. So me, the group, we just gotta do better. And I take that on me, not taking care of the ball. And but yeah, I mean, we gonna be ready for the next game.
Dave.
Dennis, I got 2 of them for you real quick. First off, what's it like playing more minutes with Drummond and what type of target or target can he be and what kind of rapport did you have a chance to develop?
A big body, you're helping us for sure to get extra possessions. I think screening wise, wiping up the defender. So it's going to create he putting a lot of pressure on the rim, obviously. So just going to keep working on that, in games, during games, and try to get ready for the playoffs as well. And I think he had 15 and 12 today, I think. And he's just, tried to get to know everybody. So he's going to be great for us. And, me and him got to build good chemistry on and off the court. So, when playoff comes, everybody is on the same page.
And the other one, quickly, getting back to the Toronto game, Trez was fined 20 grand. Is that something where you step in and help him pay for it? Because he stepped in and helped you.
Who got paid?
Trez got fined 20 grand.
Trez?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take care of that. I mean, he had my back, so, we're going to take care of that for sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have KCP is right up next. Oh. Let me fix this.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey.
You gonna take my call? So we'll start off with Mike Trudell.
Hey, Kenny. Frank said he challenged you to get 25 points, and you had exactly 25 before that last three. I'm sure you didn't consider missing that, but just more to the point, what is that? What has it been like between you and him the last couple of weeks as he's been asking you to be more aggressive, and how do you think that's helped your game, if at all?
I think it's helped my game a lot. The coach just put me an opportunity to score the ball and to get shots up, and I'm just taking full advantage of it. Being aggressive, like he said. Try to stay aggressive in every moment that I have the ball, and just play. Not worried about anything.
Is there anything you guys are learning about yourselves that you didn't already know from being the defending champions with guys that have been out and the additional challenges and just the way this whole season has gone?
It's been up and down. We've had guys, miss numbers a game. We got our two superstars that's out. And guys just keep going down here and there. It's been an up and down season for us. But, we still got to hold it down, and continue to try to get wins and play for each other.
Dave?
Kenny, what do you think of Andre's day? Oh, I know it's not his really debut because he played 13 minutes the other game, but what do you think of his night?
He had a solid night, great night. He great post moves down there. He was rebounding the ball for us, setting great screens. And that's Andre. He came out and he played. He played to his abilities. He did what he's supposed to do.
Dan?
KCP, do you spend any time at all thinking about how this is all going to fit once LeBron and AD are back? I don't know if you saw what LeBron posted on Instagram today, but kind of like this notion that a storm is coming. Like, do you spend any time thinking about how these pieces are all going to fit, or is there not enough time considering you guys are just at like every day?
You think about it. Just throwing a lineup out there or thinking of a lineup in your head. It's not much time to think about it, but when you do think about it, it looks scary. It's going to be hard, to beat us, when them guys come back. Even though, got to try to figure it out. But I feel like with our two leaders coming back, they know how to get everybody in situations, and just to calm everything down, and then not speed us up.
Bill?
Hey, KCP, individually, you've had your ups and downs over the years here, but you had that really consistent stretch during the playoffs, and now you're kind of seem like you're in another one of those where you've had a bunch of really strong games in a row here. What's what's the key to you putting games together and having these consistent stretches that you've obviously shown you're capable of?
Just start staying aggressive, hunting shots, and playing defense like I always do, just to get my motor going, get out in transition where I'm best at, get some easy layups, maybe transition threes here and there. But just playing my game, and being aggressive with it.
Okay, last two questions. We'll go Jovan.
Hey, KCP. Andre had that assist to you on the fast break, and he also had a couple other assists in the half court. I'm just curious, as someone who's familiar with his game, what kind of element does his passing bring to a half court offense, especially from the low post where he's finding cutters and shooters on the weak side?
He's a great passer. Even in the post when you do drop it down to him, he's gonna draw attention. Everybody's looking at the ball. He's a big guy down there, so he can score down there. So when he's looking, before he can make his move, he's looking for the cutter or skip pass. If it's not there, then he's going right into his move, and actually putting it in the basket. So I mean, he's actually improved on that since the time we've been playing together. And I love it. He's looking to pass the ball before he makes his move. He's looking at everything.
Last question, Kyle Boone.
Just with us, Andre just seems really happy all the time and just has sort of a bouncy sort of energy. Is that what you see in shoot-arounds and on this road trip? And how does that influence the team when you guys are going through a really hard stretch injury-wise?
Yeah, he's always happy and jumping around, joyful, joking, playing, but that's Andre, he's a big kid. He likes to joke, have fun, like any of us, we like to laugh and joke as well. So, I mean, just him being new, coming over, just jumping right in, enjoys God's company, just being himself, that's good. We just build things faster when guys is like that.
All right, Kenny, thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
All right.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your night.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.